Hey guys, this is Jeff. If you happen to have an older model glass top stove like this one, you probably know that the heating elements don't last very long. They're not very durable. And I've been told that the newer models are in fact more durable, but obviously this ain't a newer model. But if you've ever had one fail on you and you've checked on the price tags of these elements, you'll know they're not cheap. Not by a long shot by comparison to the old coils. But I have found a way of temporarily getting the elements back together and working again. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm going to show you real quick. This element heats up. See these two spots right there that are brighter than the rest of it? That's where I've got it pinned back together. Let me show you how I did that. Ooh, I almost forgot. The first thing I'm going to do before I lift the lid is turn off the power. Why? Well, I don't want to die. That's why. There we go. Get right in here. This is where I've got those crimped back together. Now, I don't know why they short out. The inner coil is your low side and the outer coil is your dual side. It only comes on when you use them both. And I think the inner coil makes an arc to the outside and zap. That has happened to 3 of these guys within a month's time. The only one that didn't burn out was this one. But that makes me wonder because this one doesn't have a high side and yet it shorted out anyway. Well, that one in the little hot plate. But I did this a few months ago just to see if it would hold up, and it has held up for a while. So what we're going to do, we're going to loosen up these windings there from the insulation. Don't know what it's made of, but it is very brittle. We're going to stretch them out, fold them over each other, and then crimp them down onto themselves. And I'll show you that. Okay. Now I was recording and I went ahead and crimped this one together. And lo and behold, my camera said, I don't want to save it. So I get to show you doing this one. As I was saying in the process, when you shorten a heating element, you're changing the resistance of the coil. I do not know if it is going to make a big difference in the way the computer controls everything. That's why I've got it in the temporary category. The only reason I decided to make the video is because I tried this little theory over here on this one that I showed you earlier. I crimped these a long time ago. Well, I mean 3 months is a long time, especially for something you don't think is going to work. When I showed you, when I heated it up, that these 2 spots were a lot hotter than the rest of it, I expected these 2 to melt out, burn out, short out, and then it stopped working. However, it's lasted for quite a while. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to show you. Grab them, lift them up out of their insulation, give them a decent stretch. I'm pretty sure you don't want this one to touch that one, because this one, when touch that one, it goes poof and it's short and then no longer work. You're gonna lift them up, stretch them out so you've got plenty to play with, so you don't have to worry about arcing over. Then you take one side, that's kind of short. Now what I would do generally, because this one's going over, I would fold it that way, but because it's so short, I'm going to fold it at this bend right here, coming back this way. If I can grab a hold of it. Okay, just like so. I'm going to stretch it out and bend this one going the opposite direction. Like that. I'm going to have to stretch them a little bit more. Well, I might have to set those back in. Well, that crimp would have worked out if they had been inside one another. And then pinch. Just like that. That is not pretty. But she's in there. Let's see. No contact, no contact. No contact. I'm going to clean that out a little bit. Take them over, press them in. I'm going to have to crimp that a little bit better than that. Don't like how it was angling over at the other one. And that's touching on this one. So give me a second to clean that up and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's what we've got. I've crimped these two together. Quit wobbling. There we go. And I've pressed them back into that insulation. They're very brittle insulation. Made sure they don't come close to touching with the alternate side. I don't think it'll hurt anything if they touch the other side they came from. I don't know. I am not sure. But this is what we're going to do. We are going to close the lid, flip on the power, flip the switch, and you get to see if it blows up or not. Dun, dun, dun!
I'm confused on the right.
The right-hand side?
Okay, on top of the green one?
Yeah. Ah! Why didn't you turn it back off when I screamed?
Because I knew you were playing.
Oh, okay. Our temporary patch job is done. Power's on, lid is shut. It's this one. There's that super bright spot, and lo and behold, the whole thing's working. How about them apples? Just like this one. Lo and behold, you got your hot spot, but it's a-working. Jeff, how do we know it's going to hold up? Well, let's put that puppy all the way on the high. You want me to just sit here and let it burn for 3 months?
No.
No? Good, because I'd hate to pay that power bill. Well, it didn't burn out. It is working. It didn't short the computer, which is a plus. Sam would kill me if I destroyed her stove. But that's a temporary fix. Now, there's a reason I call it a temporary fix, because I really don't expect it to last. First and foremost, the whole purpose of my channel is to find alternative methods of getting things done. This is just an example. 2, use this information at your own risk. Because I'm not an engineer. If you fry your stove, don't get mad at me. Here's what I was thinking of. I showed you this one that I had previously done. I showed you, ooh, that's still warm. This one that I just did. That one there is still shorted out. So why don't I patch it since I'm up under here doing the work? And we'll show you how that one comes together. Okie dokie. We've got the power turned back on. Not touching anything. That one we made work. That one I made work a while back. And this one was quite a challenge. It actually had 3 windings that had shorted out. So let's lower our hood. Let's flip this here switch over. And would you look at there? That's bright. That's got 3 spots. But she's a working. I don't know for how long. Like I said, temporary fix if you're in a pinch. And it's still going. Like I said, the older models, man, within a month we lost 3 elements. You know, the only one that was still working was that one in the back of the hot plate. Go figure. Well, as always, guys, be safe. Keep looking for new ways of doing things. Have fun. And for the love of Pete, if it don't work for you, don't get mad at me.